Welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's jump right in. Today we're decoding this incredibly grounding concept of the divine big sister archetype and really looking at how it translates high spiritual truths into relatable everyday social intelligence. Forget those abstract distant deities for a minute. What we're talking about today is a spiritual blueprint that actually looks and feels like a normal, stylish 25-year-old just navigating everyday life, wearing normal clothes, but moving with this absolute serene confidence. It's all about mastering your social world with total grace, completely free from the distortions, the anxiety, or the dark, heavy energy that usually clouds our interactions. We're keeping things vibrant and grounded here.
To keep us on track, here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll start by meeting the mentor, then cover the 3 layers of guidance, upgrading the 4 lower bodies, mastering social sovereignty, and finally, becoming the spiritual peer yourself.
All right, Section 1, meet the mentor, your spiritual role model. Let's see how this builds a rock-solid foundation for empathetic, peer-level guidance.
So, the crucial takeaway here is the totally unique position this archetype holds in our cosmic family. A lot of traditional frameworks lean heavily on the strict will of a father figure or the pure nurture of a mother figure, right? But the divine big sister is entirely about empathetic mentorship. She's your peer. Unlike some lofty spiritual concept that feels impossible to reach, she holds this incredibly comforting, grounded frequency of, hey, I have been exactly where you are. She is literally the elder sibling of your soul, bridging the gap between divine will and your very real boots-on-the-ground human experience. And honestly, this is exactly why she is so effective. She's not up on a mountaintop handing down dogmatic rules. She is right there translating massive spiritual truths into street-level practical intelligence. She models how to confidently handle everyday situations. Just picture a totally normal, vibrant sunlit city street, and there she is, radiating this serene, unbothered atmosphere. She's giving you the exact blueprint for holding your own in a complex world with absolute style and sovereignty.
Moving on to Section 2, the 3 layers of guidance, taking us from inspiration all the way down to protection. Let's look at how this hierarchy actively guides you.
Think of this as a step-by-step upgrade to your social operating system. Step 1 is the trailblazer. This is the highest layer, dropping the ultimate blueprint and inspiration for your earthly challenges. Step 2 is relational discernment, which is basically an incredibly sharp filter for your social life. And Step 3 is protective solidarity, the layer that literally stands shoulder to shoulder with you when things get heavy.
Let's zoom in on relational discernment for a second, because this is your internal social GPS. It helps you navigate those incredibly complex blends of blends we all deal with in human relationships. Picture yourself sitting in a vibrant, relaxed coffee shop, chatting confidently, totally at ease. Why? Because you've got this discernment acting as a bouncer, actively filtering out the draining connections and highlighting the soul-aligned ones. You're not second-guessing who's actually good for your energy. You just instantly know. I mean, who wouldn't want that kind of built-in radar? Then we hit protective solidarity. This is your ultimate guardian against the world's social pressures. It provides a profound sense of relational safety that completely shields your vulnerability. If you have ever felt bullied or weighed down by societal thought forms, those heavy, unspoken expectations from your peer group, this layer steps right in. It stands shoulder to shoulder with you, ensuring those negative, draining energies literally cannot touch your core essence. That brings us to Section 3, upgrading the 4 lower bodies. This is all about healing the internal world. So why does all this matter to you right now? Because this is where the theory actually changes us from the inside out. Emotionally, she dissolves that deep-seated feeling of isolation, shifting you straight into social sovereignty. Mentally, she clears out dense, anxious fog. Physically, she literally changes the way you hold your posture. And for the memory body, she does the heavy lifting of completely healing past social traumas.
And this is the ultimate foundational truth she anchors into your memory body. She specifically targets the trauma stored in your social memory, untying those old, stubborn, karmic knots of childhood bullying, sibling rivalry, or peer rejection. By absolutely soaking your memory body in peer-level validation, she replaces those ancient seeds of inadequacy with the profound, unshakable realization that you are enough, just as you are.
The really cool part, this isn't just a visualization exercise. It physically manifests. Mentally, abstract dogmas get tossed out and replaced with practical, real-world, how-to strategies. She filters out the empty junk of societal trends, so your intellect can actually focus on your dharma alignment, your true life path. Physically, this looks like healthy mirroring. You carry yourself with this undeniable light of presence. It gives you a naturally confident posture and sharp, protective gut feelings that guide you safely through literally any social setting.
Which brings us to a really fascinating turning point in our explainer. Because once your lower bodies are upgraded and those past traumas are cleared, you don't just stay the student forever. The goal is graduation. It's about stepping up to mastery.
So let's look at Section 4, Mastering Social Sovereignty through the Pink Gold Ray.
This is the absolute core shift required for mastery, ditching the socialized self for your essence self. Look, the socialized self is just an exhausting performance. It's the mask we slap on because we're terrified of emotional loneliness, right? But under this mentorship, you drop the act completely. You step into your essence self, which projects a clean, incredibly authentic frequency. This authenticity becomes a natural filter, effortlessly drawing in the right people because you're anchored in deep, sisterly solidarity.
When you start operating from that essence self, you naturally practice healing through peer resonance. And this is powerful because it requires absolutely zero force. You start healing your social environments from the inside out without any need for dominance, control, or manipulation. You're just holding a clean, clear aura and projecting these virtuous divine feelings, which provides a template of peace that everyone around you naturally wants to align with.
Now, to do this safely, you have to master the protective shield of solidarity. Imagine sitting peacefully in a bustling, vibrant park again, completely unbothered by the chaos around you. You're protected by a tube of light that's specifically tuned for social navigation. You can spot draining energies instantly. You rely on this intense gut feeling that tells you exactly when to stay or when to bounce. You get to engage fully with the world, but you never, ever absorb the heavy emotional baggage of the group.
And here is the real-world payoff that is just so interesting. When you align with this frequency, your life literally hits the accelerator. The source material calls this manifestation through relational grace. By smoothing out social turmoil and removing all that unnecessary friction caused by competition and insecurity, doors that were totally blocked suddenly swing wide open for you. It's a real game changer.
Finally, Section 5, Becoming the Spiritual Peer Through Creative Collaboration. This is where the transformation comes full circle.
You transition into the yellow-green ray, which is all about strategic mentorship and creative collaboration. Here, your logic and your intuition synthesize perfectly. You activate the teacher aspect of your own mental body, which means you can start passing on that practical, everyday how-to wisdom you've mastered, offering deeply supportive insights to your own collective. In this phase, you are absolutely done wandering aimlessly. You are fulfilling fated connections. Working with guided intentions, you just naturally spot supportive communities and effortlessly engage with soulmates. These connections, they aren't random at all. They are the vibrant, tangible manifestations of your soul's blueprint coming to life through the incredible power of collaboration. This is when you truly become the integrated spiritual peer. The result is this radiating presence of style and grace. Your physical body and your aura project this undeniable, light-activated confidence. It's a beautiful balance. You are completely relatable, normal, and grounded, yet you hold this magnetic, authoritative presence that inspires literally everyone you meet. You even start operating on a brand new frequency, 808. Think of this as a cool piece of spiritual insider knowledge. This number represents the votes of confidence you now subconsciously pass out to your community. You've mastered the social mirror. You are no longer viewing the world through distorted, anxious societal expectations. Instead, you see people purely through the eyes of the heart, recognizing their true beauty and elevating your entire collective just by believing in them.
So, this is the choice we're all presented with. Because honestly, the world absolutely does not need another mask, and it doesn't need another anxious performance. It needs the relatable, powerful, and totally grounded spiritual peer that you are meant to become. So what do you say? Are you ready to step into that radiant grace? Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. Keep reflecting on these layers, and I'll catch you next time.